This is a 3D fractal animation program called Mandelbulb. This is what you see when you first open it up. This is the original Mandelbulb. Now this is the 2D representation of some mathematical formulas. Those formulas are over here. If you click on formulas, it will reopen this if you close it, and there's a formula right here called integer power. There are no additional formulas placed on top of that one, because this is the basic Mandelbulb. You look at it in 3D by clicking this Calculate 3D, and you can see that this is a 480 by 360 resolution representation of it in 3 dimensions. You can change this resolution. If we make this 1920, you'll see that you can't make that 1080 over here because the aspect ratio is on, so I like to turn that off and then change this to 1080. When I recalculate that, it's going to make it bigger. So you can see that a little bit better. Probably won't fit on the screen, but there we go. If you scroll your mouse wheel, it's going to make it half the size, and then you can see the whole thing. You don't want to export it. Just remember, you don't want to export it when it's less than 1:1, however. We've also got lighting here, and there's lots of different settings. Don't be intimidated. There are some different presets that you can try as well. There's some other windows that we can open up. Right here, animation. So this is a keyframer. So we can set keyframes as we go and then render them as an animation. We've also got a navigator. This is the quick view version of this, so that you can zoom in and rotate and move around, so that we can set keyframes with different views. This is the zooming in. It's called walking, and we're walking towards it. It's best to go ahead and use these to have more control. If you scroll your mouse wheel on here, it's a little bit awkward, and if you click on it and move, it's really easy to get lost. Notice I'm already kind of rotating there. There's also sliding, so you can slide down and slide up. You can even roll. I could straighten that back out by rolling. Now none of this has been animated. If I want to render this new view, I have to send the parameter to the main viewer. And now it says Calculate 3D. And I can hit Calculate again. And now I've got a different view. The great thing about these is that you can zoom in and we'll see the same pattern being repeated again and again. Let me go back to the navigator, and I'm going to zoom way in. Now it gets kind of dark in here, so it's nice to pick a part on here that is pretty bright. And of course, this is a dim view of it. Let me try and get really close. And we'll send that view to the main and then calculate it. So you'd think it would be all pixelated, but it's rendering that new view. It's doing a second pass, doing the shadows. And there's still tons of detail in here. And you can keep going pretty far. Not infinitely, because computers can only carry the decimal so many places. So we have computing limitations, even though the mathematics is infinite. There are many different parameters on here as well. We can open different parameters. So right here, open M3P, Mandelbulb 3D parameters. And there's a whole folder filled with different parameters. We're working on a set of pictures for each one so that we can just look at pictures and figure out what this one looks like. I'll just open one at random. They have all sorts of different resolutions. We're also trying to standardize that. There's a brand new one. We could zoom in with the navigator, render individual images, and you can save those pictures as well. I really think we should be changing this to 1920 by 1080 though first. Here's the save pictures. You can save as PNG for very high quality images that aren't compressed. You can save some space with the JPEG. I like to save these individual pictures as PNGs. It says Windows bitmap though when you do that. So you have to change it to PNG to get a true PNG. That's going to go to wherever Mandelbulb opens up. I would make a folder for these somewhere. Maybe put them in your pictures folder. And don't just leave the name there. It'd be good to put a date code and your name on it as well. But if you just want to save that so you can post it, I'll show you how to make changes to this in the next video.